What is your dream city like? Is it tropical or warm? Are there white sand beaches and colorful fish? What if this video gives you a city far better to dream about? We'll find out soon. Apart from its frigid weather, Russia is also popular for one other thing: the good life. From caviar to champagne, Russians are no strangers to luxury, and it is even more so in the country's most expensive city. Moscow brings new meaning to living large because you could run out of money fast just trying to rent a square meter of real estate in certain neighborhoods. In this video, we have compiled the 10 of the most expensive places to live in Moscow, one of the most beautiful cities in the world. You don't want to miss the end of this video. Even the czars thought the last district was worth their money. It's fit for royalty. Let's get into it. City Center. Unlike most other cities, the city center is the least expensive district in Moscow. Of course, with this price tag, it still costs a fair bit, especially when dealing with apartments that boast lovely views. However, there are even more expensive places. This may be because of how crowded and full of tourists this area gets. Not a lot of locals make their home there, but if you want to be close to popular bars, some museums, and the Kremlin, then it's the place for you. Tverskoy. The district of Tverskoy is located immediately north of the city center. The metro, as well as a few major avenues and boulevards, connected to the rest of the city. It's close to the city's attractions, yet it's also a residential neighborhood where regular people live. It is prosperous and posh, but it is not touristy. The State Duma, as well as the Governor General Building, which is now the Moscow Mayor's office, are located in the Tverskoy neighborhood. There are several museums, parks, and gardens, as well as numerous restaurants and pubs for those who love life outdoors. Tverskoy is the place to go if you want to stay in a pleasant, central part of Moscow. Meshchansky. Meshchansky's calm, attractive vibe comes from its bohemian cafes and small museums with funny collections, such as the Museum of Soviet Arcade Machines. Ekaterininsky Park has a planetarium and a gallery of military artists, while the Moscow Museum of Armenian Culture and Nations have exhibitions of colorful folk costumes. The magnificent interiors of Sanduni Bathhouse, which was erected in 1808, are well known. This area is also not too touristy and sees the same average cost as Tverskoy. Zamoskvorechi. This, along with Meshchansky and Tverskoy, 2 to the north and 1 to the south of the Kremlin, are all rich districts of the city. These 3 districts are similar in that they lack vacant land that would allow for big new construction projects. Instead, there are a limited number of options in the market. In these places, the average cost of a square meter of dwelling is roughly $7,000. Ourbat. This is another old and opulent district that anyone who wants to live in Moscow should see. It spans from the Moscow Kremlin to the Moscow River in the east, with New Ourbat Avenue serving as the main thoroughfare. The iconic Spaso House, which has been the residence of the U.S. ambassador to Russia since 1933, as well as other historical landmarks, are located there. Ourbat Street is Moscow's main shopping street. It's long and wide, and it's always crowded when the weather is great. Its most iconic lookalike is Barcelona's La Rambla. When it comes to real estate, Ourbat, like many other Moscow neighborhoods, offers it all: pre-revolutionary residences, Soviet buildings, and new luxury apartment blocks. The average cost of a square meter of real estate in this city is $10,000. However, in the region, you can locate far more expensive housing than that. Kamobniki. The official name of another posh district in central Moscow is Kamobniki. It runs from the Alexandrovsky Sad near the Kremlin to the Lizniki Stadium and the Vorobyovy Gory in the city's western outskirts. Weavers, known as the Kamobniki in the 17th century, used to live in this neighborhood. As a result, the historic district's name came to be. Kamobniki is now one of the most popular residential zones in the Russian city. However, it is also one of Moscow's most costly districts, with an average apartment costing 11,000 per square meter, greatly exceeding the city's average. The Moscow River, numerous parks, and numerous metro stations keep this affluent neighborhood clean and accessible from everywhere in the city. On this stretch of land, you can find pre-revolutionary homes, Soviet structures, and modern developments. Around 1882, Leo Tolstoy, one of Russia's best novelists, is said to have bought an estate in Kamobniki. Of course, it is now a part of his family estate. Prisnya. The Presnensky district, as it's formerly known, is located just to the north of the Ourbat district. Patriarch Ponds and the Moscow City Business Hub, where the iconic skyscrapers are located, are two very rich places that cause the average price tag to jump, even though real estate is normally not as expensive as in the above-mentioned districts. A square meter in one of the Moscow City Business Center's towers might cost as much as $20,000. The final price might be exceedingly costly when luxury flats take up a whole or even many levels. Yakumaka. This is a district that is close to Kamobniki and is located southwest of the city center. Gorky Park, which encompasses the majority of the district's land, is well known to anybody who has visited Moscow. Yakumaka is one of Moscow's most fashionable neighborhoods, including clubs, cocktail bars, and pleasant restaurants, as well as the State Tretyakov Gallery and the Maison Park of Arts. Old factories from the early 19th century can also be seen to take up a lot of space in the area. The majority of these structures have been repurposed as offices. In this district, high-end real estate can cost up to $20,000 per square meter. Many families opt to live in this neighborhood, and there is also a huge hospital nearby, which many people consider to be a plus. Also, the region offers a variety of fun things to do and see, and most tourists overlook Yakumaka, which is popular among locals. Astazenka and the Golden Mile. The Golden Mile is an unofficial moniker for one of Moscow's most opulent residential districts. It's a small plot of land where high-end housing has been constructed. It's between Astazenka Street and Frigid embankment, about a 10-minute walk from the Kremlin, and some of the buildings provide views of the Moscow River. Astazenka is often featured among the world's most expensive streets, with prices as high as $40,000 per square meter. Given the average apartment size of 240 square meters, the price tag can be as high as $10 million or even more. Alexander Skokin, an architect and a founder of Astazenka Bureau, said that the area was once abandoned because of the Soviet palace, which was never built. Instead, luxurious homes began to spring up in the area. As a result, residents may be hard to come by in this region, as the majority of the buildings have been purchased for investment purposes. Rubioka. Rubioka is Russia's Beverly Hills, a posh neighborhood teeming with wealthy, famous, and powerful Russians who live in luxury behind high fences and barriers. Although it is technically 10 kilometers west of Moscow, the area is nevertheless considered part of Russia's capital. Rubioka is an administrative unit that does not exist in the official sense. Instead, the area's moniker is a social construct that has become associated with being filthy rich in popular culture, as it is one of the world's most expensive residential districts. Nobility erected residences here during Russia of the Tsar years, but following the Bolshevik Revolution, they were replaced by the dachas of Lenin, Stalin, and other state leaders. Famous scientists, artists, and writers such as Mstislav Leopoldovich, Andrei Sakharov, and Dmitry Shostakovich had dachas in Rubievka during the Soviet era. Oligarchs, multimillionaires, and all-powerful figures now live in Rubievka. The official residence of the Russian president is at Novo-Orgaryovo, which is not far from Rubievka. There it is, the top 10 expensive districts in Moscow, with one full of royal beginnings. From the city center to Rubievka, Prisna, and Tverskoy, Moscow is showing off luxury at its best. Where would you want to live if you could? Let us know in the comments below. Give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe so you never miss more content like this. See you next time.